Yugi boys, Yugi girls, welcome to another deck profile. Haven't done one in a while. This has to be one of my favorite decks, top 5, 3. It's a great deck. It has so much rich history, and Mermail is a deck that can teach you so much about the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a great deck that, really teaches you about deck building and different intricacies that the game has just in general. And this build that I have for you guys is not a needle fiber version, and the reason for that is because I believe that if you're gonna do the whole needle fiber combo, there are better decks, more consistent decks that can do it, and it's kind of a one-trick pony, to be honest. And for instance, if the needle fiber cards, the holy trinity of needle fiber, link cross, and the Mecha Phantom Beast link got hit, right? What would you do with Mermails then, right? Well, this deck is going to kind of focus on that, or on the flexibility and the options and diversity that Mermails, pure Mermails have. So let's, as you saw, starting triple Megalo. Megalo forever. Megalo forever. Megalo switches you negate. Megalo switches you trap. Megalo can attack twice. Megalo is level 7, so it matters for Xyz plays, for Synchro plays. Megalo is, a very important card, and a lot of, there's versions of the deck that play, not, they don't focus on the Mermails, but they focus on the Atlanteans as an engine, and that's totally fine, But, pure water deck, Megalo is a 3 of, incredible card. Then the next one, right, will be Triple Tias. Tias is the best one, but we can't search him turn 1. So when you have him, right, and other cards like Prince or Dragoons, then you could do way a lot of anything you want, really, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's great. But this version, because we can't really guarantee that we're gonna draw Tias turn 1, our extra deck is not gonna focus on this turn 1 unstoppable force, right? Because then we don't have room for options. Now, let's go into the couples. Pike and Gun. People always play Pike and Gun in a combination of 1-1 or 2-1. One searches the other one, and Gun can revive a Mermail from your deck. From your graveyard. They're great cards. Pike is important because he enables rank 4 plays, and there's the old school play of him and Abyss Sphere card, where you have Abyss Sphere, special summon Pike, Pike's effect's negated, but you can still attempt to activate his effect, and you have one of the Atlanteans in your graveyard, in your hand, then you can proc the Atlantean. So for those reasons, and because Pike can search, level 3 water, any level 3 water he can search it. So not just Mermails, he can search the Crusadia Arborea. This is the tuner. This specials herself to summon a link points to, especially that hand trap. That it's that girl. He can also search other cards, right? They're not as relevant, but he can. And then the other couple is Mander and Osha. Now we're playing this other couple because they come in pairs, honestly. You don't play Mander without Osha. You don't play Osha without Mander. They're kind of meant for each other. They kind of, you need them for the Calamities play that we do have. And you don't need to play Mander and Osha, really. But if you just want to know or give Tias more options than just Gun and Pike, then these two are going to show you other plays that you can kind of do and discover. And it makes, Mermails more fun and Tias, more flexible. Also, we have Lin. I don't know what a good pair will be for gun. Another, because there's always all the guys are level 4, all the girls are level 3. But I Lin's good because if you go against decks like Solomon Grade, or decks that you're gonna grind against, this is a good card to grind with if you open it. And especially when you go against what's that deck, Numeron, and you do the whole sex up play, right? So you can activate anything. The best thing you can do is set a card, and the best card we can set is Lind, and Lind, can also block attacks. She will take one hit, special summon another Mermail defense, take another hit, and then we won't die from the whole Numeron going second play. So that's a good reason to play her, and I mean, she just there's so much history with Mermails that having the options just makes you feel more confident when you're playing this deck pure. 3 Prince, right? Standard. Prince is like, can't play the deck without him. Since for cost, it really depends on your hand, right? If they're gonna hand trap Prince or the Dragoons for this double search, it really depends on your hand. It depends on the opponent. But either way, you plus. Speaking of 3 Dragoons, right? Dragoons is standard. He can also make your search any Sea Serpent when he's sent to the graveyard for cost, and he can let your Sea Serpents attack directly, which there's really just one, but it's good to know that because something like that can come up. 3 Infantry. We're playing 3 Infantry because we actually want to draw him. We want to draw him because our main play is to have Osha with an infantry in hand to essentially make it a trident while she's equipped to one of the beast skills, and have Willing Glacier, and depending on your hand, either the Bahamut Shark play, Abyss Dweller, or or a synchro of your choice. Depends on your hand for the other stuff. Should a marksman, just in case that you in case you need him, it's good for him to have. A lot of pure water, so it's more on the lines of the plays are similar to when you do like a combo version of Mermails, right? But we're not gonna blow them out, to be honest. We're just gonna like do a very good opening play and kind of grind against the opponent. But because we're playing so many cards to grind with, it's usually gonna let us win. Now, 3 Deep Sea Diva. Diva is tuner, so Diva enables needle fiber plays, and that makes people just focus on Diva. To be honest, Diva kind of is always vulnerable to every hand trap, and that's the thing I don't like about those decks, is that if they don't have Minstrel to ensure that Diva is gonna be live, then the whole deck just not going to work. Speaking of, 3 Minstrel to ensure the Diva goes off, right? If she goes off while we have Minstrel in hand, then of course, who cares? Also, Minstrel plus can fuel the graveyard for Deep Sea Aria, so they can then search Deep Sea Diva and do your whole Diva plays of your choice. Then, of course, this is also the same reason why I don't play Call of the Grave, because Call of the Grave is a myth. Call of the Grave stops hand traps, right? But it doesn't stop the best ones. And when you're playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, you're gonna find that a lot of people are gonna play, Impermanence and Gamma, and we can't stop that. So the only true way to stop that is with Minstrel, and that's the reason why I don't play Call of the Grave. Now, 2 copies of Tenyi Spirit Shamatha. If we control no effect monsters, we can special summon it. It's level 4. It's like a Photon Trasher for waters, and he's level 4. So that's the only reason we play him, to do level 4 stuff. Also, if you draw this in Dragoons, like, it's good because it makes Dragoons live, and it makes it so less of a brick. When you get those bricky hands that you can't really do anything with, it's good to have. Sometimes you draw Shamatha with dragoons. So at least you get some potential to push to Moulin Glacier depending on your hand. Lapis Dragon. We never want to draw that card. This is the brick of the deck, but we play it because we want to the possibilities to do synchro plays. So that's why we play him. Moulin Glacier, right? We're gonna almost every board we do turn 1. We're gonna do Moulin Glacier plus a bunch of different interruptions to put us in an advantageous position. Pretty self-explanatory. 3 Tipsy Aria. Those other Mermail decks I've seen, those other Atlantean decks I've seen, they don't play this because the only way to get you need to banish a water from your graveyard to add a water. So that means that you need setup. What can give you setup? Cards like TS and Minstrel do it, but they might not draw them. If you don't draw those 2 cards to ensure that you can use this turn 1, then then it's not a good card in that type of deck. But since this is pure water and we also play in Megalo, it makes Tipsy Aria more live when in a pure water deck. So that's why we play Tipsy Aria, and it's only like $3 at the moment. So I will pick them up because later on, this is how you're gonna play Mermails if you want to play the deck. You gotta play pure, because if they hit the whole needle fiber stuff, I mean it's really over. Pot of Greed, Murray of Greed. I play Murray of Greed over Pot of Avarice because Pot of Avarice is good when your hand is good, and is really bad when your hand is bad. As where Murray of Greed is good when your hand is good, and is good when your hand is bad. Like, Murray of Greed is just, some people don't like Murray of Greed, they don't understand that it kind of shrinks. It's essentially our older version of, it's a mulligan, and it's also a version of Pot of, what's Pot of? I'll start gobbling, I'm sorry. So it kind of, makes her deck count lower, more consistent, and it fixes bricky hands. But some people just are unlucky. But I personally like Murray of Greed. Like, Murray of Greed does miracles for me. Like, he always searches TS. 2 Misuchi. I play 2 and 1 Kraken. People do not see this one coming. People are prepared to play, for the spell. They're not prepared for the monster negate. I don't mind drawing one of these. I love drawing one of these so I could do my play and then add another negate. It's great, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 for 1. Pretty self-explanatory. 1 for 1 specials prints from the deck. And 1 Abyss Sphere, because Abyss Sphere, I was trying to do a cool thing. Abyss Sphere can do the whole old school play, and sometimes when you try and grind, you don't want to die. Abyss Sphere gets you there. You get Abyss Sphere, you special summon, the what's her name? Lind, and then Lind's destroyed. She specials another one, and we can stall for a little bit. Now let's go to the extra deck. Laisha. I honestly should play 2 Laisha, because Laisha is the heart. Laisha is just incredible. Most of her plays are gonna be Laisha with an infantry in her hand while she's equipped, and Moulin Glacier, right? And she has another effect where if she's destroyed in her possession by battle card effect, she can send water from her graveyard as cost. So it could be an infantry to pop whatever popped it, and then we can revive a water in the graveyard and put it as to block or to extend next turn, right? So she's really a great card, man. Like Laisha, it's like reminds me a lot of Minerva from the Lightsworns, because when you play in pure, that's a good card. Link Karibo, sometimes this is for my personal experience playing this deck for years. Sometimes you're doing your combos, your plays, and you get hand trapped and it kind of makes your hand weird, and then you can't really like push from Iglesia. So like then you have to send the best thing you can do is send the prince to the graveyard. So to ensure you have 5. And if you've never played Mermails, you might not understand that. But like if you play Mermails and you read all the cards and you learn the combos and you get hand trapped, and then like you're like, wait a minute, I can't put I can't summon Iglesia now. Well, that's why I put this in. This is from personal experience. Just trust me. You don't have to play these 2 cards, but I just really like them. Borla Dragon is cheap. There's a common version for like $1 or something. This you really don't need. I just put it there because I have it. You really don't need this card because Mermails by themselves they can OTK. A Megalo attack twice, GG. Next, we're gonna go over the Synchros. Stardust Torch Warrior. Because him over the other one. The other one is Coral Dragon because Coral Dragon's a water. That's actually bad because when you do a certain play I like to do to avoid Nibiru, this is wind, so it lets us summon. It ensures that our graveyard is 5, and Coral Dragon makes it strange because then it makes it 6. One Brio is great in pure Mermails. We return stuff, we proc, like the other cards. It's a great card going second. Crystal Wing, because this is how we're gonna do the whole stopping Nibiru. We're gonna do so essentially. We special normal summon. The Deep Sea Diva. Get Prince, Dragoons. Then we got Lapis Dragon. Then Lapis Dragon and Prince into this, and then Diva and this into Crystal Wing. So that's how we play against. That's one way to play against Nibiru. And then the other, then I have a level 8, Siphon Mega, but it could be anything you want. This and this too could be anything you want. This is my personal preference. I like Crystal Wing. I like to do the whole play. Then we have Abyss Dweller. Wins games on its own. I wish I had an ultimate. Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark and Abyss Dweller, both of them proc Dragoons. To remember that, because detaching material is cost. Bahamut's best friend. Totally awesome. If Totally Awesome was at 3, I used to play this deck with 3 Toad, 2 Rodent, 3 Deep. What's his name? Dupe Frog. And I made it work. I don't care what no one says. It was great. I was doing so well with it. But this had one unfortunate. Please Konami, put them back at 3, so we can play 3 in Mermails. Gaios. This is instant win against Mad Max. They have no out to this, and it's hilarious. I was playing against a guy, and like he did the whole level 12 dude. And he's got attack for game, and like you can't. Level 5 monsters and higher cannot attack. And he was so mad, when he read my card. Gaios is on the gate, and Gaios is a great card, Big Eye. As you can see, we're playing certain cards, right? Like this and then this, and I'll get to the next one, which is Flare Dragon, because these are really like options, right? This 2 and Dweller, they're more like options. If there's like a problem, this is like graveyard decks. This is if we're grinding against somebody and there's a problematic monster and we don't have enough to make Borla Dragon, so we make this instead, right? It's Big Eye. And then this is when we want to be a degenerate and we just want to win right away because they said time. Then True King of all calamities, because that's like the best thing we can do at the moment, because this is like a semi-budget version of Mermails, because I do not own the whole needle fiber stuff. The only reason I don't own it is because all tournaments are canceled and stuff, so I don't really see a point in buying cards that I can't really use, and I think that are gonna be in the ban list pretty soon. So that's my deck of one of my favorite decks, I really hope that this convinces you guys to, well, at least, if this is an introduction, or if you want to play pure water, I'm open to. Oh, you know what? Let me show you my what's it called, side deck. I completely forgot about that. So for the side deck, right? 3 Gamma Seal. Gamma Seal has great synergy because Gamma Seal, right? It's a water, obviously. Solves problematic monsters that we can't out normally. Also, like what's it called? So the big brain play. Okay, listen to this. Big brain. If you're going, I used to do this all the time. So like you gamma seal somebody, right? And like you're playing, but you don't kill them, right? And then like you have a toad, right? Toad goes to the graveyard. Toad effect, retrieve this back to your hand, so that you can kaiju on your next turn again. It's great. It synergizes very well with the deck. So I would play 3 gamma seal. Some people play in the main. You can if you want to. As you saw, it was mainly like combo stuff. But if you want to swap some cards, you definitely can. 3 Infinite Impermanence. If you can't afford this, then Effect Veiler would do just fine. I just play because it's a better card. But other hand traps. Besides, this might get reprinted, so it might be budget. Next card also. Evenly Match might get reprinted too, and it will be on more on the budget side. But this is a death sentence to decks like freaking Altergeist. So you go against Altergeist, then this is it. We really struggle against decks like Guru and Altergeist. Like we need to draw our side or go first. 2 Cosmic Cyclone and Marksman, because it's back row hate. And I have here 1 Dino from Pegatops and Red Reboot, because they're good against decks like that. It's good to break boards, and you see there's a lot of back row hate, and we really need it, man. Like this type of deck really needs all the help it can get from the side deck when we go against please, Konami, bring back Red Reboot to 3. I mean, if Red Reboot was back to 3, back row decks would be no problem. But we rely on drawing, and that's not a good thing. But thank you so much, guys. I hope that this profile introduced you guys to pure water, the kind of like the mentality of playing pure water, and why. Maybe you can adapt some of these cards, some of the options that I like to play into your own deck. This is more of a skeleton, cover most of the important things about Mermails, and I hope that this helped you out, you guys. And I'll be doing more deck profiles in the future. I'll do like other decks. I might come back to Mermails, do an updated list, or a list is a little bit different, more synchro based, because there definitely is, man, like some really cool synchro stuff, and I can showcase it with what's her name, Needle Fiber, and it completely changes the deck a lot. So thanks a lot, guys, for checking me out, for watching as long as you did, and see you later.